I will not be explaining this further, but Ghana is the worst country because you could do whatever you want. And Ghana is the best country because you could do whatever you want.
An African American is saying that Ghana is socially developed than America. And also I have foreigners and other African Americans sharing their experience living in Ghana. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Let's go into the videos, watch, come back and talk.
Ghana and the differences between our two countries and the danger that our country is in could not be more apparent. And this idea that Africans don't like Black Americans or don't see us as a part of them, Ghana just sinks that shit like the Titanic. They're so open to us. They call us brother. They literally say, welcome home. When I went to Elmina, the fact that I'm Black American got me so much compassion. They family, y'all. And I went all over Ghana. This wasn't just me being in one city coming to a conclusion. I went from Accra to Cape Coast to Elmina to Tamale up north to the city of Wa to Mole and back. When I tell you that there is no equivalent of the kind of political, combative, vitriolic dialogue that we're having in this country, it's just absent. I didn't realize how much I think about perhaps being involved in an active shooting until I went to a place where that was literally not a possibility. You see, most Americans don't know about the Global Peace Index. It is this database that tracks how violent and prone to crime a country is and how safe you actually are. And out of 163 countries, America ranks 132nd. What's Ghana rank? 55. Those are just numbers. But you don't really understand the difference between 132nd to 55th until you really do a vibe check. I mean, the only three African countries that rank above Ghana are Mauritius, Madagascar, and Botswana. And the only Western country that ranks below America is Israel. And every country that is an active war zone is pretty close to where we are. Like going there, there's no question that America's more advanced technologically when it comes to like how often your internet works and the sanitation of the water and how often they pick up trash and how well the roads are like paved, right? But Ghana is more advanced socially. There are pockets of different languages, different religions that in the American context you would think would be at war. No, sir. People are getting along. There is harmony. And because of that harmony, there is safety. The social cohesion in Ghana compared to America is off the charts. The value-added interactions, the positivity, like you can smile at anybody. They'll smile back. Like you can ask anybody for help. They'll try to give it if they speak the language. Just the way in which you could feel the friendly vibe, the way in which people are like holding hands, even men, heterosexual, sexuality is not in question. It's literally about the bonds between folks. They're killing this part of the exam. We are failing so miserably. And don't make any mistakes. There are parts of Africa that are experiencing poverty to a level that would shock your Western sensibilities. So then the next question is, so how are they surviving? Nobody starving. Ain't no ribs showing. The land of Africa itself provides. I mean, literally, people be in the villages. There's always some goats. You know who's cooking the jollof rice. You know where the chickens is at. There's always eggs. There's always fruit. I'm talking about fruits that you don't even see here. Like when they selling them by, like you don't even know what they are. When you go down to the South in Cape Coast, the ocean provides. They're selling things that you would never think to eat. And they're selling things that you would love to eat. There's always something to sustain yourself on in land that just sprouts this rich food like the land of Africa. I'm going to say this again. If you love infrastructure, Ghana's a fixer-upper in some places. There are ways that we need to invest in like water sanitation and pipes and like, you know what I'm saying, roads and like picking up trash, right? But those problems are getting solved actively. Ghana is a land that's on its way up. America, yeah. But you got to adjust your lens of how you look at Africa, because what you're looking at is a place that survived an apocalypse. The slave trade was an apocalypse. Colonization was absolutely an apocalypse. Have you noticed there's no apocalypse movie set in Africa? Because apocalypse movies are Westerners' greatest fear. What's going to happen if the bridges and the phones and the heating and the refrigeration don't work? Africa, shit get cut off, then figure it out, and then it get cut back on again. Like, they're calling us out on how we lose our peace when we have poverty. Having been to Ghana, it's clear to me now. Material wealth is not the path peace Freedom is literally in kindness. It's in connectivity. It's like the safety that people provide because they understand that everybody is in this together. When you look at the political situation, they all love the president, John Mahama. I haven't heard one bad thing about him. They say he's facing challenges, but generally Ghanaians believe in their president. Things are different. But if you think that freedom is brandishing a gun and arming yourself against your neighbors and living like a billionaire and having all your money going right, it shows that we are so gravely on the wrong. Ghana makes you want to get to know your neighbor, makes you want to smile at people, makes you want to figure out how to like be food secure without the government. You know, it makes you want to return to the kindergarten values of decency because in aggregate, there's so much freedom. Theo E.J. Wilson. So I'm back from Ghana and the differences between our two countries.
So someone asked me if Ghana was the only country we were considering before making the move from the US, and the answer is no. Costa Rica was on the list, Mexico was on the list, Nigeria, of course, Ghana, and I think at some point South Africa and Botswana were on the list. Long story short, visited Mexico, and as much as we totally enjoyed ourselves, I realized that at my age, I'm really not interested in essentially learning a language that wasn't an African language. So it was a no. We enjoyed Mexico, but it wasn't a fit. And Costa Rica was on the list because the nature, and I'm a nature girl. I could be outside all day long, but still same reason as Mexico. It wasn't a fit. We wanted to be in a place where people, 99% of the population look like us. So then I visited Nigeria, and Lagos was cool, but Lagos was too loud and too busy, and I couldn't do it. So then when we visited Ghana, literally, we were supposed to be here 3 weeks. By day 4, I was like, yeah, this is the spot because it's calm, it's peaceful, lots of culture for the kids to immerse themselves in. The food, we're familiar with the food. And yeah, we were just like, yeah, I think it's a perfect place to raise kids. And so that's how we ended up in Ghana.
Come and spend my first full day in Ghana with me. Here's me just getting ready and walking over to volunteer at the school. I was actually here 2 years ago, and when I arrived at the school, the children had prepared a welcoming ceremony and sung lots and lots of lovely songs. In the evening, we then went to a painting class. This is actually my painting from 2 years ago, which is still up at the bar. Listened to some music, and then I went back to my hotel room. I've got one more night here, and then I move into a different accommodation.
Good morning, people. Come along to see how one day my life in Ghana looks like. Okay, I just wanted to wash my face, but not today. There's no water. Probably there's like a power cut. So I had to wash my face with a bottle of water, but it worked out perfectly, so we don't need running water. I got ready for the day, decided to go for a sleek look. I put on a little bit of makeup, put on some good music, because if you listen to music in the morning, your day is gonna be great. And then I was off to go. I left my house and walked to the project. I work with a project that works with kids and youth with disabilities. That's what I did back home in Austria too. That's my beautiful walk through the jungle. I arrived at the site. I got welcomed nicely by the dogs and the people. And today I introduced some new signs. That's a sign for good morning. And then the teacher did some commands with the kids. For example, kick the ball or turn around, wash your napkin, throw the ball. And then we had lunch. Today's lunch was jollof and eggs. It was very delicious, and I had to laugh because one of the students was very confused that I was filming. And look how beautiful this side is, like so beautiful. And then I walked the boys back to the bus, and I went back to my place, did some laundry folding with some good music, of course. After a quick power nap, I went to the beach, and today the weather was so perfect, like very sunny and huge waves, so there were a lot of surfers. I met my friend for some pancakes at our favorite pancake place, and then we tried some local biscuits. They're called polo, and it's like coconut cookies kind of. We strolled around the village and then went back to the beach for a sunset swim, and it was so magical, the sunset colors and the rising full moon. And then we went to our favorite place to play some cards. That's it for today.
So did I just spend $70 on fruit in Ghana? Yeah, absolutely not. Do you think I'm crazy? But I won't lie, I thought about it because I love this fruit right here. It's so sweet and it tastes like Starburst. I can't even hold you. If you're new here, I'm Jam. I moved to Ghana earlier this year after coming for a wedding, fell in love with the place, and stayed to rebuild my life, including relaunching my shea butter brand. And honestly, no regrets, honey. Let me catch y'all up on what's been happening lately. I've been a little MIA because I've been adjusting to the new neighborhood. Listen, it's super nice, super convenient, but I actually miss living further out in the suburbs. Like, I truly love being close to everything, and all of the amenities and all the nice things are out here. It's nice and quiet, but y'all, not enough walkable shops here that's being ran by your aunties. Like, where are they at? Can't lie, my neighborhood before was super walkable. It was by everything, a major junction, and when I tell you, I could just walk to the market, grab some fresh produce, had the local shops and vendors, and like, I could go to all these places without needing a car. Now I'm driving to Malcolm and the Spintax and paying luxury prices for imported fruit. I'm literally doing a cost benefit analysis in the grocery store. What is this? America is not the only place that's getting taxed. Like, it's happening everywhere, baby. Like, everybody is struggling. But I will say that that is something that I truly appreciate about living here in Ghana, is because you don't have to go to these places. If I want to and I want those nicer things, I can get them. But if I want to go to the local market and I want to pay less than $7 for a crate of eggs, I can get that. And that's what I really appreciate. If I want to do it, I can do both. But while I've been navigating all that, I've also been building, y'all. Low Butter officially launches on November 1st, and we have 3 shades, y'all. Like, if y'all haven't seen me post about it, I really, really love this product. And listen, it's a whole vibe. I have plenty of videos about that, but make sure you check the link in bio. Pre-orders are available now. Go ahead and get you some. And for the people who've been working on landing those remote jobs, I sent out an email to my email list about the workshop that I'm hosting on November 8th. Are you going to be there? Let me know. Sidebar, I also tried a new matcha spot and it was good, but you know what? It wasn't strong enough for me. So tomorrow I'm going to go back and order it my way. For all my people in the States, y'all know the matcha got to hit the right way or it's not good. But as always, y'all, send in love to whoever needs it. Love you guys. Mwah.
Come and spend another day in Ghana with me. Today I was checking out for my hotel room, so just packed up all of my bags. We then run the morning yoga class. The children absolutely loved it. And then we had a very exciting delivery. Next week we're going to start building a sensory room for the children. So here are all the materials coming into the school. The children then did a music class. So they were all on the drums, the piano, we had music blasting. And then after volunteering, I headed into the closest town, went to Agona, got a few bits and bobs that I needed for my trip, and then came home, got ready for the night, had a lovely bonfire on the beach with lots of drumming.
Tell the government to come and fix our road for us. What the fuck?
And then I just went home to my new room. Here's my painting as well from the other day, and that was me, day 2 in Ghana.
They say if you want to live an international kind of life, then you would have to leave Africa, you would have to go abroad, to get all of that. But I want to tell you something. If you come to Ghana, you're going to see that that is not always the case. It is not always true, because international right here isn't always about, where you live. Rather, it's about how you get to, live your life. Ghana is, quietly becoming the heartbeat of the modern African luxury. If you go to places like East Legon, you are going to see a lot of young entrepreneurs that are talking dreams, they are talking their visions over smoothies, over cocktails. Now, if you go to the gated estates at Airport Hills, you are going to see homes that can compete with, homes in places like London and, the co. Now, let's go to the soft life that is gradually sweeping through Accra. Now, this soft life is blending African pride with global taste. Ghana is actually redefining what it means to live well on your own soil. There is something powerful about watching people create comfort and class without them having to leave their home. Now, the vibe here is not just about money. it is about identity. It is about a generation that wants to enjoy what the world has to offer. But at the same time, they still want to stay rooted in Africa. They still want to stay rooted in Ghana, in Nigeria, or whichever African country the case might be. Now, I know that the cost of living in Ghana can be high because we're talking about the power, we're talking about water. Now, all of those things, they still exist. But beneath all of this, Ghana is slowly building a new kind of international experience, one that doesn't necessarily have to copy what the West has to offer, but rather it's redefining what luxury can be through the African eyes. You get what I'm saying? Now, on the other hand, you're going to see expats mixing with the locals at rooftop lounges. You're going to see a lot of young Ghanaians that are starting out their brands, their restaurants, their creative studios. Now, all of this, they blend the local culture with global energy. You're going to see a lot of Ghanaians that are working remotely for companies abroad. You get what I am saying? Now, this is a lifestyle that actually connects tradition with modern ambition. Now, for many of us that have come from countries like Nigeria, US, UK, Ghana offers us something rare, which is peace, community, and the freedom to build without us losing ourselves, without us losing our own identity. So, guys, what exactly do you think? Is Ghana really offering all of this? Is Ghana becoming that fast, what's the word I'm going to use? That African country that is, more like what the West has to offer. Is it really, really happening here in Ghana? I'd love to hear whatever it is that you think about, Ghana being the next big thing in Africa.
A store that sells bread is a bakery.
Bread seller. Panura is bread seller.
A store that sells flowers is a florist.
We don't care much about flowers, so
you don't give flowers to people?
Try giving flowers to your grandma. Auntie Bipe, Sika koto body any bancha or say flowers.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
A store that sells plants is a nursery.
We don't have a store that sells plants. We just go to the bush and get it for free.
A store that sells meat is a butcher shop.
Mayanka.
What is a Mayanka?
Mayanka is a butcher shop. That's how we call it, Mayanka.
A store that sells medicine is a pharmacy.
Drugstore. It's supposed to be drug, but we are used to drugstore.
A store that sells tools is a hardware store.
Kokompe.
What is Kokompe?
Yeah, Kokompe store. That's where we sell.
I said hardware. Tools.
Yeah, that's tools. It's called Kokompe. People will put them in the comment section down below. We call it Kokompe. You call it hardware store. We call it Kokompe store.
A store that sells food is called a grocery store.
Call it Agbobulushi market.
Mom, what is...
Scammers in Ghana have really upgraded. It's no longer send me your Momo pin or I've sent you 200 cedis on Momo, please send it back to me, whatever. Now it's just like kind of scams that you might fall for it for a second. I mean, if you don't pay attention, easily you can fall for it. So I came across this page on TikTok. The moment I saw it, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I would like to book this place. Where is it? And they claim that it's in Kokrobite. So I read the comments and people are like, okay, is this legit? Is it real? And it's like, oh, believing is sin, something like that. And I'm like, okay, what kind of answer is that? If you're legit, right? Just say, okay, yes, you can find our website. Okay, this is what we have. So it was a bit fishy how they responded. So I went online and I searched for it. And guess what? As you can see, this is an Airbnb in Costa Rica. This dude has taken the same exact picture from this girl's Instagram and has not even been creative about it. Like, the girl's breakfast is still on that table. And this was the third scam that I came across this week. It was yesterday that there is a Thai restaurant in Jolu. They sent me a message saying that they're running a promo. It's 200 Ghana cedis, and if I pay 200 Ghana cedis, I can get certain food plus a free massage. And for a second I was like, oh my gosh, it's really nice. Who doesn't like a free massage, right? And I bought food from them for long. And then they sent a message that the promo is only available until 2 p.m. And mind you that it was 1 p.m. So I'm like, what kind of promo is that? Like, what kind of pressure is that? You're telling me in 1 hour I have to make up my mind and order it? So I was like, I don't like the way they are doing their customer service. Anyways, I ignored it And then next thing I know, they send me an SMS saying that we've been hacked. Someone is using our name to demand 200. So I'm just asking you to please be extra careful. And I feel like it's getting much more difficult to understand what is a scam and what is not anymore. All I can say is that if something just feels a bit off, trust your gut, because honestly, apart from your gut, I don't think there's any other way to find out what is a scam anymore, because scammers, they're going to another level.
So why is it anytime me as a Black American says something that might not be favorable about Ghana, or I'll say something like, oh, Ghana needs to do better with this or that, or it just anything. If I say anything that isn't other than, oh, I love Ghana, I miss it so much, going in. There are people in my comments talking about, oh, we just want to live in peace, and if you don't like it, then you can go back, blah, blah, blah. Y'all do know the reason I came back over here is to tap back into my roots and to really understand where I truly came from. Anytime I explain one of my experiences here, it's met with like, oh, well, we live in peace here, all these things. And you know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like some of y'all want to continue to live in mediocrity and not accept certain things that are wrong with Ghana that need to be fixed about Ghana. Because I'm tired of just acting like, oh, things are just okay, everything's okay. No, people need to be held accountable for some things. Like, it seems like the same people being like, oh, we just want to live in peace. Y'all be the same people that want to continue to be mediocre. Y'all don't want anything in Ghana to change. Y'all don't want anything about the foolishness that comes with being in this country. Y'all don't want any of it to change because, oh, we're just living in peace. No, that's honestly a colonialism mindset. Oh, everything is okay how it is, so y'all just need to, like, bro, like, I'm so tired of hearing that, bro. This is the same mentality that kept people in shackles this whole time, and I'm not even talking about physical shackles at this point. Like, we're trying to advance. Where it's time, like it's time for the advancement, and it's like certain people are very much shackled mentally to the point where it's like, oh no, like everything's fine over here. If you don't like it, just go away. I'm like, bro, like I'm actually making a difference. For the people that aren't really trying to make a difference, like stay out my way, for real, for real.
When it comes to Ghana being socially developed than America, that is so true. This is something that no one will dispute. It's a fact, you understand? The way we live here is totally different from America. As he said, hardly can you easily approach anyone on the street of America and just ask. They might be thinking otherwise, you understand? But in Ghana, Charlie, you can ask anybody and the person can even walk with you to the place. Like, that's how Charlie. So when it comes to being social with people, honestly, Ghana tops it. Top. I don't know any other country that does that, but for me, my experience in some few countries that I've actually been to, trust me, Ghana is top. And this lady that is talking about the scamming thing, see that particular picture or that page, let me tell you, I saw this thing and I was looking at the thing. I was like, nah, I'm not sure this place is Ghana. And now, like nowadays, AI, people can easily use AI to just create account. And the sad thing is, you go to the comment section and I'm very sure it's the same people that will create different accounts and they will comment and be like, oh, I've been there before. It's a very nice place. This, that. Me, the moment I saw the video, I was like, nah, Charlie, this is not Ghana. This is not Ghana. And surprisingly, just imagine, hey, Charlie, if you are not intelligent when it comes to this internet thing, people can easily scam you. And I'm not so surprised. See, it is better you book your hotels, your resort, whatever on Airbnb or Booking.com or the other well-known sites. Don't pick anything on social media and say, oh, it's beautiful, so I'm sending money. Or even sometimes, these people, I'm telling you, they can use that, give you some weird direction. And these days that we are hearing of kidnapping, I should no more kidnapping. So please, you guys should be careful out there. Some of these things, don't fall for it. And the lady talking about people asking her that was Ghana the only country that she considered coming to. She actually chose a lot of countries, but at the end of the day, her final choice was Ghana. Let me tell you, people see it to be as a crony. Man, you guys don't know the country we have as Ghanaians. Cherish the country. And I know that Ghanaians love the country. That one there. So we should do everything to protect it. Thank you so much for watching.